Hey guys, and welcome back to another Conan Exiles video. Today we are on the Exiled Lands in map square F11 building a snowy cabin, a redesign of one of my much older builds. As usual, all the mods used are in the pinned comment below, so without further ado, let's get started. Firstly, I started off by, of course, laying down the base plate. The blueprint is on screen now, and it's a relatively simple design. This build will heavily feature the Northern Timber mod, which, as you probably know, is one of my favourite building mods on the Steam Workshop. I built the base plate using Bosonian stone fence foundations, and then I placed down ceilings to cover said foundations, using stockade ceilings on the exterior and Northern Timber on the interior. Northern Timber is the perfect choice for a build like this, and you'll see why as it begins to come together. Next, for the walls. I chose to use the Northern Timber material pieces for the walls, the namesake of the mod of course. I was originally going to use Bosonian, another set within the mod, however I think that material palette is a little bit too clean for what I'm aiming for with this build, so Northern Timber seems like a much better option to capture the rough rustic aesthetic that I'm going for. I built most of the walls 2 tiles high across the build, with 2 1 tile high sections on the left hand side that I will raise up slightly by adding some half walls, making the total height of these side rooms 1.5 tiles. Once I'd finished the walls, I then used some of the open wall pieces that are included in the Northern Timber mod to integrate windows into certain parts of the build. These are fairly large windows, although logically speaking they would be used to vent smoke from the build around fireplaces and campfires. The Northern Timber building set does have windows, as you've probably seen me place, but they are extremely small, so having these open walls as an option for the windows is quite a nice unique feature. Next, for the first floor. I built a 3x3 platform of ceilings above the back side of the main room, and I then built some more walls. I built walls 1 tile high and then constructed some roof gables to mount the roof onto later on. I used the shallow sloped sides to build out some shallow roofs, onto which later I will add a full-sized wall cap to give the roof some more shape. I also built a separation buffer between the lower and higher roof structures on the first floor, which will provide some extra shape and definition, whilst ensuring there are no gaps between the walls and the roof. Next, I built the staircase that will allow access to the first floor. Initially, this staircase was quite simple, however I wanted to do something a little bit different to make this staircase a bit more unique. I used the open, sloped pieces to create a window on either side of the staircase that runs up alongside it, which will allow you to either look right to the outside or left back into the lounge. I haven't really done a feature like this before on my staircases, but I think it looks really quite nice. Next, I began on the roof. I added a couple more roof gables and then I used snowy northern thatch roof pieces to construct the roofs. This was a fairly simple process where I just followed the flow of each roof. With the larger roof designs, I followed a pattern of sloped roofs on the exterior tiles, transitioning into regular wall caps and rooftop pieces on the central tile. Of course, if you were building this yourself, you don't have to do this. You don't even have to use the shallow roof pieces, as if you haven't built with these sort of pieces before, then they will kind of overcomplicate things a little bit. However, that being said, if you use Northern Timber a lot or you like the look of the mod, I definitely recommend using them. They are one of the best features in Northern Timber. Atop the lounge, I intersected the roof with a chimney I raised earlier. Now, I changed this chimney design a little bit later on into the build. However, between the construction and furnishing phase, I changed the chimney once again, to make it more logical and to avoid snow falling down into the home. Finally, I added stockade fences and stairs to the front porch and added some snowy awnings. Finally, when the shell of the build was done, it was then time to of course furnish. Approaching the build, I've lit the cabin with wall and hanging braziers. Entering the home, I've aimed for a really rustic aesthetic with just a touch of class. Near the entrance you have access to a storage room, dining area and a cold kitchen where fruit and vegetables are prepared. I use the Numidian and Watcher's pieces very heavily in this design, as it is really just the perfect fit for a rustic design like this. A lot of the decoration pieces in this build come from a mod named Shani's Stuff. Now, as far as I can tell, it's a fairly new mod on the Conan workshop, but I would happily say that it's one of the best decoration mods I've had the pleasure of using. I intend on doing a mod showcase on it fairly soon, so I'm not going to over-explain or say too much about the mod, but it's an absolute godsend for decorating. Definitely one of the best mods I've used. Heading into the lounge, this is the main area of rest within the home, and it also contains a campfire where meat and other foods can be cooked. The lounge is designed to be quite clean and comfortable, and whilst the large open windows do make the build feel a bit colder, that is somewhat alleviated by the warm lighting from the braziers and candles in this room. Heading upstairs, we reach the bedroom. This room sits above the entrance and it's a comfortable, if slightly cramped bedroom that provides a safe, warm place to sleep. And there we have it, a snowy cabin in the Exiled Lands in map square F11. Thanks for watching. I really enjoyed my initial snowy cabin build at the time. However, looking back, that was actually over 2 years ago, and I knew that I could improve that design, and I think I've managed to make some solid improvements with this build. I hope you've all enjoyed it. If you enjoy my content, all the links to my Twitch, Twitter, Discord, Patreon, Host Havoc affiliate page, NordVPN discount and NordPass discount are available in the description below. However, of course, you can simply just leave a like, a comment or subscribe. Any of those are very greatly appreciated. Patrons get a bunch of nice benefits, including sneak peeks of videos, your name in every video, custom made wallpapers in 1080p and 4K resolutions, full-size build blueprints, Discord roles and more. On that note, a massive thanks to our patrons Sadialot, Randar, Connor, Ivy, Velma, Torn, Ral224, Coffeeman04 and Eagle Rose. As always, thanks for watching, take care, and I'll see you soon.